Hey, it's Steph. Thanks for watching today's video. I'm going to be doing an update for the I Heart the 90s Project Pan. This was created by Laura in collaboration with the Fantastic Ladies Facebook group. I will have both of them linked down below. And this is a rolling style prompt-based project where Laura has created 40 prompts based on the 90s, which is so fun. I was born in 1991. So my childhood was in the 90s. I'm familiar with most of the prompts, but a couple of them I still don't know what they are, but it's still really fun to be reminded of my childhood. I'm currently working on 9 products and I have 3 rollouts. So let's just get into the update. I'm gonna go in numerical order how they're listed on the project spreadsheet. So the first item I'm going to talk about is actually something that I rolled in last update, and it was for the prompt wannabe, and that is something that reminds you of your best friend. My best friend is my husband, so I rolled in this single eyeshadow from Pretty's for Your Face. This is in the shade Sand Dollar, and it reminds me of my husband because before we got married, he took me to this beach that was covered in sand dollars. I had never seen so many sand dollars in my life. So that is a very memorable moment in our history. So I thought this was perfect. My goal was to use this 10 times and I've only used it 2 times. So I have 8 more to go. I know I took a picture of at least one of the looks that I wore this, but here it is swatched on my hand. It's just gorgeous. It has a beautiful like greeny gold shift, and I do really enjoy it on my eyes, so I look forward to the 8 more uses. Next prompt was the Macarena, and this was a Latinx owned brand, and I looked it up and I discovered that Sigma is Latinx owned, so I rolled in my Sigma Cinderella highlighter and blush palette, and I just rolled in the highlighter for 22 uses. This is what it was looking like when I rolled it in. I did have some use on this from a previous project, and I learned that I did really enjoy this highlighter. So I got 6 more uses this month, and this is what it's looking like. Probably looks about the same. I don't think I will get a significant dent in this during this project, but I really enjoy it. And I think it's perfect for summertime. I've also gotten a little bit of use, maybe only a couple of uses on this blush as well, because as you will find out shortly, I am working on a lot of blushes right now, and a lot of peachy tone blushes for that matter. This matches my shirt almost perfectly. So I have 16 more uses on this highlighter. I'm hoping to get that done by next update, but I'm also working on a highlighter in my Graveyard Project Pan that I really want to finish. So it might go on the back burner another month. The next prompt is Baby One More, and I had to find an item from a brand that I used in high school, and I rolled in this L'Oreal True Match foundation, and I'm pretty sure I actually wore this exact foundation in high school. And I have the shade C2, which is a perfect match for my skin tone, unlike the foundation that I'm wearing today. I rolled this in for 20 uses. I'm not really sure why I didn't do 22 uses, because that's kind of like a theme that I've started doing. So I think I'm going to change that to 22 uses, because I got 6 more uses out of this past month. So I have a total of 17 uses, and I feel kind of silly keeping this in for 3 more uses to hit 20, but it's a little more, it makes a little more sense for me to keep it in for 5 more uses, so I'm just gonna do that. I really do enjoy this foundation, but my one con is of how messy it is. I have to pour this out onto my hand, and as you can see, it just gets all around the top, and it's just nasty. Look at the cap. So I honestly don't know if I'll get this again, but I really do enjoy it. Because I have to pour this on my hand, I feel like I may be using a little more than I would if I were to use a pump. I'm literally like pouring it out and it's really hard to control. But again, I really love this foundation and I'm happy to get use out of it. And I don't think there's very much left in here. I like wearing this on its own and mixed in with other foundations, so I'm pretty certain that I will get my 5 more uses. The next prompt was Forrest Gump, and I had to do a whole collection roulette. And I rolled in my Sigma Cinderella eyeshadow palette. So I'm working on both of my Sigma Cinderella palettes in this project. And my goal was to create 5 looks. Last month I had created 4 looks, and so I only had 1 more to do, and I was able to do that. I had said last month that I was going to try to use the blues and greens in this palette for that look. Well, that didn't happen. I just did another neutral look with these shadows, and I don't feel too bad about it. I'm just not really feeling these blues and greens right now. And I feel like I got pretty creative with the other colors in this palette with the other looks that I created. So I am happy with the looks that I created, and I'm happy that I will be rolling this item out. The next prompt was Rugrats, and I had to find something with a name that I mispronounced. And I rolled in this hydration happy hydrating face mist, and this is from this brand Macarena, and this was brand new when I rolled it in, and I had never tried this before. I've never had it in my collection. I never sprayed it on my face, so I did a pretty easy goal just so I could get to know this product, and it was to get to this line on the packaging. And as you can see, I actually made it a little lower than that line with 12 uses. Usually what I would do is right after I took my makeup off and like after cleansing, I would spray this on my face as like the first step in my skincare routine at night. This might be breaking me out and it has a very strong fragrance. It's almost unbearable. It just smells like perfume, and not a perfume that I would buy. I say it's almost unbearable, but it is unbearable. I'm decluttering this out of my collection. I'm happy I did meet my goal, but yeah, I just don't want to force myself to use this, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. The next prompt was Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I had to find a mythological themed product. So I rolled in my ColourPop Mandalorian collab The Child palette, and similar to the Cinderella palette, my goal was to create 5 looks. And last month I had created 4 looks, so I only had 1 left, and I'm really happy to say that I did so, and I got my 5 looks out of this. I do really think this palette is just so stinking cute. And when I'm in the mood for like a minty green look, I'll just throw this middle shade all over my lid and top it off with one of these toppers, and I just love it. I think it's so cute. Right now, I'm not really into the darker shades, but in the fall, I'm sure that I will reach for them, but I'm really glad to be rolling it out of this project so I can roll something else in. The next prompt was Tamagotchi, and I had to find a product that was not long lasting. So I rolled in my ColourPop Lippy Sticks in the shade Topanga because I have to reapply it throughout the day. It doesn't last all day. My goal was to finish this, and last month I had 43 uses. I was able to use it 7 more times, and I have a total of 50 uses in this project. This is where I'm at now. I feel like I'm so close, but just so far away. And I'm just gonna go ahead and show you my line markings on the screen. Usually I pop them up like on the side, but I'm just gonna show you here. where I'm at. So my progress is very minimal this month. I had a ton more last month. And looking at last month's progress, I could finish it this month. And that is going to be my goal. I'm going to really push myself and try to get this done. I've had it in from the beginning of the year, I believe, since maybe update 1 or 2. So I really just want to be done with it, and summer is the perfect time. The next prompt was butterfly clips, and I had to roll in something that had cute packaging. And I rolled in my Bellini blush palette from BH Cosmetics. And I just love the packaging. It's just so cute and artsy. I just love the colors. This is an all peach blush palette. And my goal was to use each blush 5 times. I haven't done that. No surprise there. That would be impossible with how many blushes I'm working on. But I use this shade 3 times. I use these 2 shades 0 times. I use this shade 1 time, this shade 0 times, and then this shade 1 time. And this shade is super pigmented. I'm a little worried about that, but I think next time I'll use it, I'll mix it with this lighter shade and hopefully it'll work a little better for me. But this is a gorgeous peachy palette. And I think it's just so perfect for summer. So I will continue to work on this and have some peachy cheeks. Worst swatch ever. I feel like Jaylon with her all the way down her arm swatches. And the last product I was working on this month was for the prompt Lisa Frank, and I had to find something that was colorful. And I rolled in my Good Molecules Discoloration Correcting Serum. And this was brand new when I rolled it in. And as you can maybe see right there is where I'm at now. So I have made some progress. My goal is to use this 22 times and I've used it 7. So honestly, this could be the culprit breaking me out. I introduced both of this and the face spray into my routine at the same time. So because I'm decluttering that face spray, I'm going to continue using this and see if this is what's breaking me out. But yeah, I have some acne where I shouldn't or where like it's just not normal for this time of the month that I would have any acne. And I also was getting some up here, which I never ever do. And I had one on my cheek, which has gone away. So maybe it was nothing because I have used this since it's gone away and it hasn't come back. But anyway, I'm kind of experimenting with this. Hopefully it's not this because it smells really good. And I do really like the consistency of it. So it's a pleasure to use. I just really hope it's not breaking me out. Okay, I'm rolling out 3 items, which means I'm rolling in 3 new items, and I did randomly select these off screen. I should have a screen recording, so I'll pop that up now. I think the order was 974, but I'm going to go in numerical order, so I'm going to do the lowest number to highest number. I took all the remaining prompts that I have, which are 9 prompts, and I renumbered them 1 through 9. So number 4 is the 6th Sense, and I had to find a product that surprised me. And I'm going to roll in my Pacifica Alight Foundation. And this actually surprised me when Misty raved about this on her channel in her Get Ready With Me. And she compares this to the new NARS foundation. And I feel like I had a completely different experience with this, but I haven't used it in well over a year. So I could either be remembering it incorrectly or just Misty and I have very different skin types and preferences. So I'm going to find out which one is true. I'm just going to put this in for 10 uses. I'm panning so many foundations right now, and that way I feel like I could get a really good feel for it. But if I dislike it, I can just declutter it. So 10 uses on this. Cross your fingers I like it, because, you know, I'm rooting for it. I don't want to declutter it. I would love to finish this up. But if it doesn't work for me, I'm going to get rid of it. It looks like it's a little light for me right now, so I might have to mix it in with something else in my collection. But I will try to wear it on its own so I get a good feeling on the formula. But if I enjoy it mixing with other foundations, I'm happy to use it that way too. So we'll see how it goes. The next prompt is baby tees, and I had to find a mini product, which is actually getting kind of difficult for me. But I am going to roll in this mini Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape Concealer. I have the shade 12B Fair Beige. And the concealer I'm currently panning in, what is it, Graveyard? It's a little dark for me. I'm making it work because it's summertime, but I feel like this will be a good mixer for that. Oh, geez, it's very light. So that's good. And the other concealer is kind of heavy. It's the e.l.f. 16-Hour Wear Camo Concealer. So this being the ultra creamy version, it might help lighten, you know, the texture of that concealer. But here it is right there. I'm definitely going to be able to mix that with the other concealer. But my goal for that is 22 uses. And I'm really curious if that will empty this or not. How far 22 uses will get me on this mini. And then number 9 was Surge. I had to find a green product or packaging. So I'm going to roll in my Pixie Fortify Under Eye Patches. And I actually just saw Kirsten's Makeup Vanity talk about these in her project pan. And it reminded me that I need to get some more use out of mine. So I thought it was perfect for this prompt. I'm about halfway done with this container. And it comes with 30 pairs, so 30 uses. And I want to finish these guys. Definitely won't happen within a month before next update. Let's say I have 15 of these. I'll probably do it like once a week, maybe twice a week. Yeah, these will definitely be in for at least like 2 or 3 months. Well, that's all for this update. If you enjoyed, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments how you're doing with this project. And if you're not subscribed to my channel already and you enjoy makeup and panning content, I encourage you to subscribe so I see you in my next video.